Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing amazing today. In this video, we're diving into the latest updates about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. You don't want to miss this. So make sure to stay tuned till the end and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. When dawn broke over New York City, the clouds hung low, as if the sky itself sensed something was terribly wrong. Inside a quiet corner townhouse on the Upper East Side, Kelly Ripa sat alone at the edge of her bed, her eyes swollen from a night spent speaking to doctors, reviewing test results, and replaying a moment she wished she could forget. Just 5 days ago, everything seemed perfectly normal. Kelly and Mark were laughing on their morning walk, talking about their kids, discussing future projects, and even planning a getaway they had been postponing for months. They never imagined that one sudden moment, a moment so small, so quiet, so unexpected, would change everything. It happened on a Tuesday afternoon during a regular filming day for Live with Kelly and Mark. They were rehearsing, joking around the way they always did, when Kelly noticed something. Mark looked unusually tired. Not the typical long weekend tired, but drained, pale, and a bit unsettled. She watched him carefully, the concern rising in her chest as he rubbed his temples for what felt like the 10th time that morning. "Babe, are you okay?" she whispered while cameras prepped for the segment. Mark smiled, brushing her concern aside. Just a headache, didn't sleep much. But Kelly knew him. She always knew when something was off. Mark wasn't the type to complain. If he said he was fine, he was probably hiding something. The show went on, but about halfway through, something happened that sent a chill through the studio. Mark paused mid-sentence, his smile flickering. His hand trembled slightly as he reached for his mug. Kelly felt her stomach drop. She leaned closer, instinctively placing her hand on his arm. "Mark?" Before she could finish, Mark staggered. The color drained from his face. His body swayed, and then, like a slow, helpless fall, he collapsed into Kelly's arms. Screams filled the studio. Crew members rushed forward. Cameras cut abruptly. Kelly held Mark's head against her chest, shaking, calling his name over and over through the panic rising in her throat. "Mark! Mark! Stay with me. Please, please." And though his eyes fluttered open for a brief second, he couldn't speak. Within minutes, paramedics rushed him out of the studio. Kelly, trembling, followed beside the stretcher, whispering prayers she hoped someone, anyone, could hear. A silent hospital room and the fear no one saw coming. The hospital smelled of antiseptic and fear, two things Kelly never wanted to associate with her husband. After hours of tests, doctors finally approached her with somber expressions that made her hands grow cold. "Mrs. Ripa," the lead physician began, "your husband is stable for now, but his condition is more serious than we initially thought." Kelly felt the world tilt. Mark had unknowingly been pushing through severe fatigue, dizziness, and headaches for weeks. A dangerous, underlying medical issue, one he never expected, was worsening rapidly. The doctor explained the situation carefully, gently, but the words hit Kelly like sharp, cold rain. "His health has taken a dangerous turn. There may be complications. We need to act fast." Kelly covered her mouth as tears spilled down her cheeks. She had faced hardships before, but nothing prepared her for the possibility of losing the person who had been her anchor, her partner in laughter, her soulmate for more than 2 decades. She sat beside Mark's bed that entire night, holding his hand, afraid to let go even for a second. His breathing was steady, but fragile, too fragile. Every beat from the monitor made her jump. Every movement sent a fresh wave of fear through her chest. She replayed their entire life together, their early years in soap operas, their first dates, their wedding, the births of their children, their relentless support for each other through every chapter, good or bad. "How did we end up here?" she whispered into the cold air. Kelly's silent battle behind cameras. The next morning, as news outlets began picking up whispers about Mark's sudden hospitalization, Kelly made a difficult decision. She insisted the family keep details private for now. She didn't want speculation, intrusions, or panic consuming the man she loved. Still, she had a job to do. Returning to the studio without Mark beside her felt like walking into an empty room with echoes of their laughter haunting every corner. Fans noticed immediately that something was wrong. Kelly's smile was strained, her eyes dulled despite her attempts to appear composed. But inside, she was breaking. During a commercial break, she stepped backstage and felt her chest tighten. Her breath trembled, and suddenly, she felt the tears she had been suppressing all morning spill over. A stagehand asked gently, "Kelly, do you need a minute?" She nodded, trying to steady herself. I can't believe this is happening." What many didn't know was that Kelly wasn't just scared for Mark. She was terrified for the future. They still had so many dreams, so many plans, and now everything felt uncertain. The kids rushed home when their children, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, received the news. Each reacted differently, but with equal fear. Michael flew in immediately, leaving behind ongoing projects. Lola called Kelly, crying, terrified. Joaquin, who had been training out of state, arrived late at night, his face pale with shock. Seeing her kids huddled around their father's hospital bed broke Kelly's heart even more. They whispered stories, played Mark's favorite songs, and tried everything to keep the room filled with warmth, even though uncertainty hung like heavy fog. "Dad, you're strong," Joaquin whispered, gripping his father's hand. "Please wake up soon," Lola said softly. "We need your jokes, man," Michael added with a shaky smile. Kelly watched them, tears falling silently. She wanted to be strong for them, but the weight was becoming unbearable. A complication throws everything into chaos. Just when doctors thought Mark's condition was stabilizing, a sudden complication sent alarms ringing. Nurses rushed into the room. Kelly's heart nearly stopped. "Is he okay? What's happening?" she shouted, shaking. Doctors urged her to step back as they worked quickly. Mark's monitors beeped erratically, each sound a stab of terror. Kelly pressed her hands to her face. She thought she was prepared for the worst. She wasn't. The next minutes felt like hours, and then, finally, the doctor turned toward her with a breathless sigh. "He's responding, he's stabilizing again." Kelly collapsed into tears of relief. She clutched Mark's hand so tightly that her own fingers ached. "Don't do that to me again," she whispered through sobs. "Please, I can't lose you." A slow road to hope. Over the next several days, things shifted slowly, painfully slowly, toward hope. Mark began waking up more frequently. He couldn't speak much at first, but he squeezed Kelly's fingers with surprising strength. The first time he whispered her name, Kelly broke into tears. She leaned over him, brushing his hair gently. "You scared me," she whispered. "You worry too much," he mumbled weakly, managing a tiny smile. Kelly laughed through her tears. "You faint on live television, and I worry too much." Mark squeezed her hand again, a silent apology, a silent promise that he was fighting hard. Doctors continued monitoring him closely. His condition remained serious, but they believed he could recover with the right treatment, rest, and time. Kelly slept in that chair every night. She didn't care about discomfort. She only cared about being close enough to hear him breathe. The world reacts, waves of love and support. As the truth slowly reached the public, messages of love poured in from fans, celebrities, friends, and colleagues. Social media flooded with prayers, hopes, and encouragement for Mark and Kelly. Ryan Seacrest sent a heartfelt message. Anderson Cooper called. Even people who barely knew the couple reached out. But for Kelly, the most comforting messages were the ones that reminded her she wasn't alone. In a rare emotional glimpse, she posted a short message. "Thank you for your love. Mark is fighting, and we're holding on." It went viral instantly. A promise for the future. One quiet morning, nearly a week after the terrifying collapse, Mark opened his eyes fully for the first time. Kelly gasped, rushing to his side. He whispered, "Hey, I'm still here." She nodded, choking on tears. "I know, and I'm not leaving your side." He managed a soft smile. "Promise me, we take better care of ourselves, both of us." Kelly cupped his face gently. "I promise." That moment, their eyes locked, their tears shared, became the turning point. The beginning of healing, the beginning of hope. Even in darkness, love stays unbroken. The road ahead will be long. Doctors say Mark needs rest, treatment, and a slow return to normal life. But he's alive. He's fighting. And Kelly, with all the strength of a wife who loves fiercely, refuses to let fear win. Their home may be quieter for now. Their routines may be disrupted, but their bond, stronger than ever. Because sometimes it takes the darkest moment to remind you what truly matters. Love, family, and the promise that even when life takes a dangerous turn, you don't give up. Stay tuned for all the updates about Kelly Ripa. We are the first to publish all the information about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, so stay with us to get all the latest updates. And stay tuned to our Kelly and Mark report for all updates.